Yes.
Oh, I know she's
Yeah.
here. Uh,
Then
so I
we're
just want to
excited to
share.
hear.
I want to share a little bit about Tara, and April and I have really grown to love her. Some of you may have heard this story, some of you may not have, but when April and I was still fairly new in LifeVantage, I think we were in about a year and a half or something. The company had asked us to go to Europe on a tour, Ireland and England and Netherlands and Belgium and stuff, just do a tour over there, rolling out for a week, rolling out the new hair care line. And we didn't know right away, but we found out just just you know just before we were going that the famous Tara Wilson was going too. Okay. And we would be doing the meetings and trainings through Europe together. The thing was, we had never met Tara. And now we knew who she was because she's bigger than life, and she had been in the company a few years before we got there. But we met her at Dublin Airport with Kelly Rich and Quinn, someone else at corporate, and that was how we met. And we spent a week together, and what a week it was! That's 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 all I can say is what a week it was, and we've been close ever since. And we love her. We love her team. We love the speed and the growth in which they grow, and really, really appreciate Tara's leadership, in the company, and not just as a presidential within the company, but just the way she goes about doing her business and stuff. And we feel honored to be partners with her, but even more so to be friends. So Tara, I'm going to give it to you, and it's all yours, and whatever you want to talk about.
Awesome. Thank you. How long do you want me to train till like about 20 minutes, 20 till
20,
like
25 minutes, all, yeah, whatever, whenever you're good.
well, I talk fast, so the good news is that you'll get about, an hour's training in a half an hour, although I'm a little tired because I just spent 3 days, the better part of 3 days watching GoPro, Eric Worre's GoPro. Did anyone here watch it? Wave your hand, anybody? Wasn't that so freaking good? Oh, yes, look at that nod. Well, it says Cheryl, but you don't, is that Cheryl? Yeah. Wasn't that so freaking amazing? And it's so funny because, in the very beginning, the first day, he actually asked Sean Poe, our great Sean Poe was on stage, and, he was talking about leadership and, personal development and all this stuff. And he basically said to Sean, considering, we go around in our mastermind and we talk about like what our income is. And so he knew exactly how much the Poes made last month, as do I. And it's like, it's jaw dropping income. So anyway, he said, and it got me thinking, he said, how much, in the last 15 years have you invested in yourself in personal development, coaching, and all that? Now, Sean is a unique one. He and Michelle did Tony Robbins Platinum, which is I think $75,000 per person. So they're a little bit unique, but I was like counting up mine, and I've been in the profession now for 17 and a half years. And the time is probably, more, but I'm on Eric Worre's mastermind for 5 years. That's 50,000. I'm on Sarah Robbins. That's 15, another five for the one I did for 2 days. So right there, that's 70. I did 25,000 with John Maxwell one year. And so all in all, probably with Tony Robbins, another Tony Robbins, and did, what's her name? Danny Johnson and Brendan Burchard. I think probably around, I don't know, $120,000 is what I've invested over the 17 years. And that still isn't as much as I made in December. I want you to let that really sink in for a second. Because people are so scared to invest in themselves. Well, I didn't even have to, spend money. Actually, I got a $5,000 in-person ticket for Eric Worre, and it's a 4-hour drive. And I just don't like driving through the desert by myself, and I don't like staying in a hotel by myself, and I don't like driving back by myself. So I opted to just stay home with my family and watch it, in my living room, in my theater, and just really be present. And I could have said every speaker was worth it. I think the tickets for, what was it, Cheryl, like $99, $149 for a ticket for 3 days of probably some of the best training he's ever done. He's at a different level. Eric has been mentoring and coaching with people that are far, far bigger. Like Brendan Burchard was one of the speakers. He's sold 100 million subscriptions for his coaching program. So the guy's worth, I don't know, I think $2 billion or something. I don't know, crazy. Mel Robbins is launching a new book. If you buy her book, she has a live virtual event, I think on December 10th, she said. But your ticket to that event is just a book. So $20. You can get a 2-hour coaching from Mel Robbins. And she said she's not going to pitch anything else. She's not going to pitch coaching programs or anything. And I tell you all this to say, that first of all, I'm mentally exhausted. So I'm like exhausted. I am mentally exhausted. I'm physically exhausted. Just learning your brain is actually takes up a lot of your energy. But I'll just tell you that the best investment you can ever make is yourself. And Brendan Burchard was sharing that he's read a book a week for like the last 20 years. A book a week. No wonder he's worth so much. I don't know if you guys have heard of Warren Buffett, like the world's premier financial advisor, whatever, stock guru. Well, they say in his early days, he would read and read, and he'd read hundreds of pages every single day on the topic of investing. So I say all that to say that, he's probably going to release the new GoPro, and he's probably going to have like the most powerful women. And, if Eric's not your cup of tea, find somebody that is, because, like, I'm just sad that, my whole team wasn't on that training this weekend. There's nothing more important in their life, unless there was a funeral or a wedding, that could have been more important than investing those 24 hours into themselves. Because I believe, being almost a multi six-figure per month earner, I believe that is why I am sitting here today. I believe that is why I'm a presidential. So I'm going to kind of just impart some of that wisdom onto you, because I can only tell you what I've done, what I believe, what I live by. I still work my business every day, not all day, but every day. I think the only time I really took any time off was when my mom died in 2012. I think I took about a week off just to mourn and be with my family and all the family in town and everything. But 11 days after she died, I was a speaker at a training event, kind of like the Pro 5 Summit. There was a little bit higher qualifications, like MC3. And I remember walking into that room and people are like, I can't believe you're here. And I was like, why not? And they're like, well, your mom just died. And I was like, I know. And we had a funeral and I mourned her and I cried for 9 months every night after that. I said, but she died. I didn't. And I think some of us use excuses, use things like would my team have understood? I want to just kind of like see your faces. Would my team have understood if I took even a month off, 2 months off, 3 months off? Would they have understood? Would the company have understood? Would the cross-line leaders that were attending that training, would they have understood? Right? They would have. But at the end of the day, like, I love what I do. I love what we do. We are on a mission. And a mission is so important to me that I I don't marry my excuses. I don't look for excuses. And by the way, if you tried to call me and give me an excuse, if you were like, Bobby and April, they gave me slack for not going to the event. They're giving me slack for not going to global. I actually had this happen to me at my other company. They're like, these leaders say, that they're not going to work with me if I don't go to the event. And I know what they wanted me to say, because they think I'm a loving, kind person, which I am. I let Bobby eat off my plate, for God's sakes. So, but what they wanted me to say, and I'm sure you could guess, is, oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, hold on. I'm going to turn my camera off now. I hate being blurry. Okay. So what they wanted me to say was, I'm so sorry. That stinks. I would never do that. But you know what? Instead, and this is not even someone that's on my team. I said, well, why aren't you going to the event? And they were like, well, and they started giving me their excuses. And I don't, again, no financial gain. There was no global pools in this other company. I wouldn't make a penny off this person, whether they quit or built a $1 trillion business. And they started saying, well, I have this. And I said, well, okay, well, what can you do? Bottom line, I got that person to go to the event. Why? Because my belief that she needed to be there was stronger than her belief that she didn't need to be there. And that's how I operate my business. 17 and a half years, I've never not qualified for a trip. I'm usually one of the first people to qualify for the trip. And I have to do the work, you guys. Like, yes, the South Africa trip, the position that I have built, and got me most of the way there. But I still had to be diamond every single month before I hit presidential. If I didn't hit presidential, if I was an EC4, I would have had to be an EC4 and a diamond every month for 12 months in order to qualify, meaning I wouldn't have just defaulted into it for the team I built. So I had to go out and be a diamond seller every month. And it's like when people are wondering like why, because I love what I do, right? I love what I do. I love what we do. I love our mission. So I make sure that I'm always the first. I've already qualified for the third tier of the Alaskan cruise like last month. I am the first to qualify because I want my team to see that I'm still earning enroll tracks. I'm still getting retained tracks. I'm still advancing. I'm still helping advance. I'm still enrolling, all the things because I'm a lead by example. And no matter what your rank is, leadership has nothing to do with your paycheck or your income or how long you've been in the profession. It has to do with the point and the day that you make the decision to be responsible for the results in your team, like Bobby and April have, like I have, like many of the leaders on this call have. And so in the last 17 and a half years, my mindset is number one, I own a business. I never thought this was a little side hustle. I never used those words, side hustle, side business. In fact, you could go back to my posts from the beginning of time. I think 2008 is when I put my first post on Facebook. You will never see me use that word side hustle. I don't think I ever, if I have, it was a lapse in judgment or it was a real big trend at the time. I've never used that. This is a multi-million-dollar business and I am the CEO. And here's the good news, folks. You are the CEO. Bobby and April are not your boss. They are mentors who are leading by example and in a beautiful, amazing, abundant way. They are going out, they are doing the do, and they are showing you how to do it. But at the end of the day, it kind of goes back to the personal development. You have to do it. You have to grow your mindset to be confident enough to own a business. When people say, oh, I'm not a numbers person or I'm not a science person, well, you better start learning because it'll never be a presidential if you're not. Right? Or unless you recruit a ton of people that are, I guess you could do that. So the mindset is you're a business owner. Have any one of you ever like really considered that? That you are building a business that has no lid, no stop. In fact, I just heard again, if you were on the thing, so I shouldn't have put up, I am drinking this amazing Recess. It's like a mood drink. You guys know Recess, they're so good. But I put ice in it. I never drink with ice. And so it's like, it's really tough, but I'm getting thirsty. But I never drink without a straw, so I feel like really weird. Okay, so I just heard a story. Now my team did 2 million in November or October with the launch and then 1.8 million last month. But I just heard a story that Eric Worre was in a company in 1994 and the company, the entire company, not his team, the entire company was doing $1 million a month in sales. So I want you to wrap your head around it. It would be like one presidential and that's it. Nobody else. Okay. So a tiny little company doing 1 million a month in sales, almost half my team. And he and a few people decided to go on a 90-day run. And they said, what if we just buckle down for 90 days and from sun up to sundown? And he doesn't recommend doing 7 days a week now. He's like, do 4, 5, like 6 if you can. But like buckling down, turning off your television completely for 90 days. It doesn't matter if you're a Yellowstone fan or you're a, whatever, no Netflix, no chill, no bad day, no sick days, like 90 days, you negotiate with your family. I'm doing this. I'm going all in. We've got the biggest launch in our company history for 15 years, the biggest launch in our company history. And you guys selling out in 13 days, you know what that is? That is proof that there is a huge demand for our product. And then selling out again, I mean, I'm pretty sure we're already through the first shipment in December, filling back orders now from December. And then we're still, shipping through the auto ships. I think they're on the 15th and 20th right now, and then the 25th. And then they'll do off spot orders. And by the time they get to that, because they can only do a few thousand a day, we will have that third shipment in. So there shouldn't be much more of a hiccup again. But he said they grew this handful of people. They worked so hard. In the first 30 days, he's like, I got about 180 people total in my team. I think it was like 180. And he's like, oh, all this work, 12 hours a day, 30 days. I built a team of 180. But his mentor said, but just wait, it'll keep growing. And then by the 60th day, I want to say it was like 400 or 500. And then by the 90th day, there was like 1,000 people on his team. But bottom line, in 3 months, they grew the company. A handful of people grew the company from 1 million to 14 million a month. What is to say you guys can't do that on your team? Okay. And he said it pissed everybody off because they back ordered on every product. Every product went on back order because they just bought whatever they could, but bought whatever they could get their hands on. And they said it wasn't about the product, it was about the vision of building something huge, building an income, building a network, building a distribution center. Oh, and by the way, these are the products we are distributing. And that's the kind of mindset you have to think. So right now, all of you, we had a little dip, still way up from September. We're still, I think I'm still up like 700,000 from September, but we had a little dip. But why? Because people want to go to excuse mode. Oh my gosh, how could we? People are going to be mad. Nobody wants to order. And me and my team were like, order, order, order. Get those November subscriptions in, because if you want to have a chance of having that first December shipment, you have to get your order in. It's all mindset, you guys. It is all mindset. And a business owner doesn't sit and wait for excuses. They don't go, oh, I'll wait till it's back in stock. No, it's get in right now. We just sold out and we probably sold out again. You know what that means? It means that everyone in the marketplace is coming out of the woodwork to want a natural GLP-1 activator. And then when you get them in the boat, keep them in the boat with our other activators, right? You want to, I got someone in through the Mind Body. She liked it. She took it for a couple months. She lost a little weight, but she's like, I'm just really lazy and I'm not going to give up my bad habits. I'm not going to continue on this. But now guess what she's on? So she came in only on the Mind Body. Then the second month, she came in October. Then in November, she went on to the Mind Body with Protandim, because guess what? We're friends now. She's following me. She's in our Facebook groups. So now she's like, okay, well, what else can I buy? And then she's like, I've got 3 months of Mind Body, but I want now, she's on the Tri-Synergizer and the collagen now. So you see what I'm saying? And a lot of people will miss this. So if there's one piece of advice I could give you, being in a company in weight loss for 5 years prior to my 9 years in LifeVantage, 9 years ago, I came to LifeVantage, but 5 years prior to that, I was in weight loss. It was a crappy shake. And did it work? Yeah, but who wants to drink two shakes a day for the rest of their life? It was not sustainable. People lost 100 pounds, gained it all back. 50 pounds, gained it all back. I had a girl lose 200 pounds and has gained it all back, right? Because it's not sustainable. It's not, I hope you guys see that new Lisa Barnes video that's going around about how long it might take, all the phases, and why you'd want to stay on it. So if you don't have that going in your team, Bobby, let me know. I'll shoot it over to you. It's so good. So everybody should, again, as a business owner, as a mindset, like, again, you're the CEO. I know that's hard for some people, that if you lack confidence, if you lack self-worth, if you don't have a strong self-esteem, to hear that you're the CEO might freak you out and be like, people aren't going to care that what I say, or people aren't going to listen to me. Who am I? Right? Of course, we all have that. I've had that a million times in my 17 years. I don't have it anymore, but that's because I have spent 17 and a half years filling it with information, filling it with education, filling it with experience. I could pretty confidently say that I believe, besides Rachel Picard, besides Rachel and maybe Charlotte Venter, that in my career, I have out-enrolled every single person in my team except probably Rachel. That's it. Because I want to lead by example. I used to have a fun little contest every month, because I was getting kind of lazy. My income got good and I was getting kind of complacent. Anybody get complacent ever? You're like, oh, the money keeps rolling in. I mean, guys, I could literally take the next 5 years off and make probably $10 million. I'm not joking with what I've built. But what fun is that? You know what I mean? Like Angie Harper, one of my best friends for 30 years, she's like, Tara could be sitting, and by the way, it's 75 degrees here in Scottsdale. I know the only ones that don't really aren't mad at me is the Floridians, but I could be sitting by my pool. I could be shopping. I could be vacationing. I could be doing a lot of things, but I am here on a Sunday night with you guys. Why? And that's because I love what I do. I care about what we do. I think what we do is priceless. And I don't care whether you voted Republican or Democrat, all of us should be Maha. All of us should be Make America Healthy Again. All of us should care about this. All of us should want to help We are 4% of the world's population. Yeah, we have the sickest country. We're one of the richest countries in the world. We consume 50% of the world's narcotics, not narcotics, illegal drugs like cocaine and stuff. 50%. We have the highest rates of obesity. We have the highest rates of prescription. We have the highest rates of childhood cancer, obesity, ADHD, depression, anxiety. We are falling apart as a nation. So if anything, after 17 years in this profession, I'm more excited now about what we do than I was even 17 years ago when I was selling an antioxidant drink. You understand? I'm sure you can feel it in my voice. And what is our number one health crisis? What is our number one health concern? And that is obesity. And I spent 5 years in that company selling selling weight loss products. I saw what it could do to people, their from their self-esteem to their sex life to their health to diabetes. I saw people reversing type 2 diabetes, canceling knee replacement surgeries, hair growing back. Like, I can't even tell you. I had a team of 400,000 people. I cannot even tell you the amount of like transformations I saw. You guys, we're just getting started. We are just getting started. So my best advice for you is become an expert. I do fun things like Google. I go to Google. I Googled this the other day when I was on my, I was just like, I'm so curious. I would rather sit on Google for an hour than watch a TV show. You guys want to hear a fun fact that I found out the other day? Because are you guys getting, go back to the gallery view here. Are you guys getting like, oh, I'm not losing any weight? Some of you are getting that, right? Are you getting, I've gained weight? Are you getting, it's not working? Are you getting all these things? Okay. Well, let me tell you that Ozempic, which is I think a Swiss company or a Denmark company or something like that, it's from another country. Just in the United States, which is only 4% of the world's population, just one market, just in 1 year in 2023, did 13.9 billion. That's on top of Wegovy and all these other freaking companies. So I was like, you know what? We're only 2 months into this launch. Actually, not even 2 months. In 4 days, we'll be 2 months into this launch. We haven't even given people the time to actually lose weight. The only people that have been on it 12 weeks is a handful of people from the Club 55. And Angie Harper's lost 15 pounds, Andrea Ebert, like all these people have lost so much weight. I'm getting my gut repaired because I have some gut issues, which is why it isn't working for me. I actually had to drop out of the trial. Even though my GLP went up, it only went up 17%. And so I know I've had gut issues. I think I have parasites. So I'm working on that. That's why I haven't had a great story yet. But it's like, it's not about me. I still sold 1.2 million in October. It's not about me. You understand? It's not about you. It will work for most people. If it worked for people who stick to it, and it'll work for the majority of people. And even if they don't think it's working, just like Protanim's working, just like collagen's working, just like all of our other activators are working. And again, please watch that video. I actually caught it today. It's from Lisa Barnes, like 5 minutes. It's so good. Please watch it. Okay. Nordic. Yeah. Okay. So anyway, so I Googled, do some people not lose weight on Ozempic? Yes. The answer is yes. Some people don't lose weight on Ozempic. Not enough time. It takes several months for a dose of Ozempic to reach at a level that's effective for weight loss. Several months. And you guys know that unless you have type 2 diabetes, this is not covered by insurance. I know people have spent $350 a month, $1,500 a month, $800 a month. They puked their brains out. They lost weight. Not enough diet and exercise. You guys, this is a weight management program. If people think that they're going to pop a pill and drink a powder and voila, they're going to lose weight, they're out of their freaking minds. They have got to make healthier choices, right? I usually don't even drink carbonated beverages, but this has magnesium and all kinds of stuff. And I love this. You guys have ever heard of these Recess? They're like expensive. They're like $5 a can, but they're my favorite. Like when I'm chilling at night, they're my favorite little drinks. All right. Not enough diet and exercise. People are like, I'm drinking, a coffee every morning and diet sodas all day and a glass of wine at night, but I can't lose weight. Well, there's your problem. I don't even have to look at your diet. You're pouring acid down your throat all day, every day. Like you're never going to lose weight. Medications, weight loss plateaus, that's normal. And some people just don't respond. And I don't know if you guys know this, but some people won't respond to ours because everybody is different. But will this look Cheryl, it literally is AI. I just went to Google and put, this is exactly what I Googled. Are there people who don't lose weight on Ozempic? I just put that in Google and the AI here, I don't know if I can copy and paste it in here. I'll try. Let me see if I can copy and paste it in. But these are the kind of things that I actually like geek out over. And I tell you this because again, I can't copy and paste it. I don't know if I can copy the link. It's just Google. Oh, I can't paste in here. There you go. That was a Google link. But I tell you all this because once I heard that we were launching GLP-1, I became a GLP-1 expert. How in the world are you going to build a multi-million-dollar a year team if you don't even know what we're selling? And I hope it's okay, Bobby, if I'm real talk with y'all. Because we're
Absolutely.
never going to get, is that okay? Real,
Yes, yes, yes.
huh?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, because I'm Tara and I'm your friend. And guess what I want more than anything in the world? I want us to grow this company, not because of we need more money. This stopped being about the money so many years ago. I can't even tell you. My husband and I looked at our financial stuff. We are so independently wealthy right now. I never have to work another day in my life and I could keep up my lifestyle. And that's a place that I want everybody, not just my team. I want all of you to have that. But we won't get there without making an impact. And the bigger your income, don't ever feel guilty about it. Gosh, for those of you guys that were on the GoPro again tonight, Brendan Burchard is like, you can be grateful for everything you have. You can look at everything you've created and go like, oh my gosh, my income's amazing, my team is amazing, and still want more. It's okay to want more because wanting more in LifeVantage, I cannot make any money. You can't make a dollar without somebody ordering product. We don't get paid for anything but product sold. And what does product sold equal? It equals people's lives being impacted, that they're either making a decision that they want to be healthy or they're taking a product to help being healthy. It means that we're getting into their heads. And then, now I have a platform of a lot of people on social media and my team, I teach them, you want to do this, you want to do that, you want to biohack. In fact, there was an hour long session on Friday where Eric Worre had Gary Brecka. If you want to learn how to be superhuman, Gary Brecka has an amazing podcast. You can follow him on Instagram. He's one of the best influencers. Anyway, I'm not going to go on his story, but Eric came back on. He's like, I know I just gave you guys a biohacking health, seminar for an hour. What does that have to do with network marketing? Everything. If you don't have your health, it does not matter how much wealth you acquire. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? There you see billionaire, like look at Steve Jobs. I think he would have traded his entire fortune for even one more year with his family and his children. You know what I mean? Like he had everything except for his health, right? So I really, oh, Gary Brecka is amazing. I believe that what we're doing will change the world. So what are my core mindsets is number one is if it's to be, it's up to me. It's not up to Bob and April. It's not up to Carrie Dickey or whoever's team, Tyler Daniels. It's not up to the corporate team. The corporate team has done an extraordinary job giving us beautiful products, science-backed, all the quality and everything, right? Do you love our products? Do you believe they're the best products in the world? It's our job as consultants to go share that message with the world. So what if you did a 90-day run where you said like, maybe after the holidays, maybe I would not wait till after the holidays. Everybody in the industry is waiting for after the holidays. Skip and Jill Campbell went Pro 10 during December. I hit one of the biggest ranks that I've ever hit in my career in December. December is not a bad month. December is actually, there is so many people. Get them to redirect and buy the gift of health, the gift of weight loss. We have an epidemic on our hands, and 7 out of 10 of your friends want to lose weight. 4 out of the 10 of them really need to, and 2 of them, their life depends on it. You understand, like what we do is important. And if one drug company in one market can do 13.9 billion, do you think that we could get a little of that share? I believe we're going to quadruple the company. I really do. I think that by the end of 2025, if we don't triple it, I think we're going to quadruple it. But if we don't, I think we're going to triple it. I plan on it. I told Steve that my sales were about 1.2 million in September. And I told him, I said, I'll be at 5 million next year. And then when I got to 2 million the first month, I go, okay, 7. And then I was like, why am I putting a lid? I was like, well, okay, 10. If Eric Worre can grow a team, with a handful of people from 1 to 14 million, I'm like, what can I do in a year with a really seasoned team about to, my 30% of my team. Oh, by the way, 35% of my team is international that doesn't even have GLP-1 yet. Like it's so what I would do is remember that the best month to become a distributor is this month, a consultant, because you can write it off on your taxes starting January 1st. So everything you buy in inventory, everything you buy in kits, get familiar. So if you're new, stick closely. So sorry, I'm talking too long. Can I go for a couple more minutes? You're good? Okay, no one's
Yeah,
hopped off yet.
absolutely.
But I would become an expert at the comp plan. I would become like spend 5 hours studying the comp plan until you understand it. Okay. Or print it out and have it handy. When I got network marketing, I just had everything in a binder. And every time I went to an appointment, I had the binder with me. I had all the frequently asked questions, all the, everything in there. Because if someone asked me a question, I didn't want to be like, I don't know. I can't get you started today because I don't know. Right. I wanted to tell them. I had everything, the getting started training, the comp plan summary, everything, they cut off all the product information. So even if you don't know it, I don't know it all, but I know where to find it all, right? Our website is a tremendous resource. And it boggles my mind that every time that we launch a product, the first thing I do is I go and I read the entire website, the page on the website. Like I will go and read all of the benefits, all of their little write-up. I will read how it works. I will read the ingredients. I will click on the product information sheet. I read all of that and I learn it. And it's crazy because like you learn so much from just going to our website. But then I Google it and I understand I understand the weight loss, industry. It's monumental. It's like, I don't know, it's like almost 100 billion a year. It's supposed to, I think it's 89 billion this year. It's supposed to be about 93 billion with a B. And the 4 billion in growth, the majority of that in 2024, guess where it came from? Anybody want to guess? GLP-1. So like these are things that should light your fire. And if they don't, your wood must be soaking wet. Go dry it out, get your mind straight. And I'm telling you right now, we have a solution to the biggest problem. Elon Musk says it all that people say you don't solve, like entrepreneurs don't sell products, we solve problems. And if you solve that problem good way that people love, it doesn't harm them, that it's giving them the benefits, you will be rich. We are solving the number one worst health problem in America and in most of the civilized countries. Number one cause of heart disease, our number one killer. Number one cause of diabetes. Number one cause of knee replacements. A lot of things, because an obese body is not a healthy body. And sometimes people get so out of shape and obese, their mitochondria start dying off. I don't know if y'all know that, but like if you don't like move it, you lose it. And a lot of times, and then it's a vicious cycle. Then they have no energy. Then they can't even work out for 5 minutes. So we got to get them started. Get them starting to lose weight. Get them started. Like here's a little fun fact, because I read the obesity code. The freaking second I found out we were doing weight loss, I was like, what's the best weight loss book on the market? And it's called The Obesity Code by Dr. Jason Fung. Please, if you are a nerd like me, read it. But this is the kind of things that a presidential did. This is what I did. I read 4 books on weight loss since June. You know what I mean? How many have you guys read? This is why I am not cute or funny or a great speaker. I am valuable because I increase my own value. I deposit into myself so that I can give to all of you. And any one of you can do it. Back in 2007, my upline, I had never read a book for personal development. I had never read anything but fiction. I loved Danielle Steele and James Patterson and Dean Koontz and all these people, all of them. Every main author in America, I was reading. I loved read, but I didn't read for anything but pleasure. And then someone gave me a DVD. I don't think it was a DVD. It was a CD. And it came in this little case and it said, Jim Rohn, How to Build Your Network Marketing Business. It was 1 hour. And I listened to that thing. I put it in my Acura. I put it in my little CD and I would listen to it. I'd pick up the kids. I'd be like, what? This again? How long is this training? And it would be like 3 weeks later. My husband would be like, how long is this training? I'm like, an hour. He's like, are you slow? Like, you've been listening to this for like a month. And I'm like, listen to it 30 times. And they're like, why? And I was like, because I have never thought like an entrepreneur. I have been groomed, and I have only thing I've ever known all my life is how to be an employee. I need to know what I'm in for. And if you haven't done that, and you can take it or leave it, I've made $10 million. Take it or leave my advice. The first thing I would do when I got off this, if you don't, after you put the kids to bed or clean the dishes or whatever you don't have to do the dishes, anything you have to do, if you have to go to work, I would go to YouTube and I would Google Jim Rohn, how to build your network marketing business. It's 1 hour and I would listen to it. I just listened to it again for like the zillionth time a couple weeks ago. And I'm like, God, this is good stuff. It's still good. And it's 20 something years old, right? Multi-millionaire. I'm sitting there for 3 days watching GoPro. And I'm sitting there thinking, there's always another level. Because people are like, why are you watching it? You've already arrived. No, I haven't. You haven't seen anything from Tara Wilson yet. I haven't arrived. I've been coasting because kids now. I have one off to college. I have one left. Like, I had small kids for, I have a 25-year-old, a 15-year-old, and an 18-year-old. So do the math. I got in 17 and a half years ago. I have raised this while having kids. So I can take all your excuses away. My husband has, but he has never helped me build my business. He has supported me. He does a lot of other things that I couldn't do, our finances and everything. But I've built this business and I've taken the reins because it's a business. And I'm saying all this because everything I just told you was a decision that I made. I made a decision to start a business. I made a decision to seek mentorship. I made a decision to launch. I made a decision to go and get my knees scraped, get punched to the face, get rejected, get ridiculed, get knocked down, get people quitting on me, companies closing. Oh, I went to 7.5 million a month in sales down to 400,000 and I had to like make a decision. Like, you have no idea what I've been through. In your path yet, you haven't even started your business. And some of you joined a while ago, and this is going to hit some of y'all in the face, but you haven't made a decision to actually launch a business. You know that? Some of you have bought a pack and maybe shared it with a few people, maybe got to a diamond seller, or even you still haven't made the decision, the burn the bridge, all in mentality that I will build this business as big and far and wide, and I will keep going until I impact millions of lives. That is what that's the things that go through my head. I don't play small. My goal when I started was to get to 1 million people. I'm like 2% there. And I'm like, just getting started. Next year we could be at 6%. The next year we get like, I don't even know how fast we'll get there, but I know we're going to get there. And so I want you guys to, if you do nothing else, spend the rest of the month, obviously making connections, sharing the products, getting excited, learning enough to have an intelligent conversation. Napoleon Hill says in Think and Grow Rich, there is no such thing as luck. It's when luck is when opportunity meets preparation. Every one of you will sit on a plane or on a park bench or pass by in a mall or the friend at your school. You never know when the next Bobby, April, or Tara Wilson is sitting next to you. But will you be prepared? And the one thing that I did in my early days is I immersed myself. That's how we learn everything. You learn walking by immersion, talking by immersion, big Tony Robbins. That's a big Tony Robbins concept. But I got all in. I turned off my television. Are you ready for this? Drum roll. For 6 years. But I became a millionaire in those 6 years. And I know this because I got a message from my DVR, back in the day. And it's like, you're at max capacity, you must delete stuff. And I went in and I was looking and it was like all these years, and there was 3 shows: The Bachelor, Grey's Anatomy, and Desperate Housewives. And I never forget this. I was sitting there and I was like, I can't believe this used to be so important to me. I can't believe I'd wait for Monday nights to sit and have a glass of wine and watch Who Got a Freaking Rose. And I'm like, I can't believe I cared who screwed who on Wisteria Lane. Holy cow, I just became a millionaire and helped 6 other people become a millionaire. That's reality TV. That's what I want to live in. I didn't watch sports for the longest time because I was like, I want people to wear my jersey. I'm like, unless you have someone that like you went to the school or you like my husband went to, Indiana, so Hoosiers are in the playoffs now, but like that's it. Like I don't really watch sports because I'm like, unless I know somebody on the team, I don't care who wins. Like men are like, I don't have time to build my business and then sit and watch football for 9 hours a week. What? You do have time. You're not making the time. Real talk here. So it will be hard before it's easy. It will be. There will be a learning curve. Remember the first day at your job that one time you had to like answer the phone and you're like, oh, what am I going to say? And you got so nervous and you like got sweats all over and you're like, the phone's ringing. And they're like, you got to get it. And you're like, hi, this is Tara. And then they ask you a question. You're like, I don't know. And it was terrible. Remember that time you ever had to answer the call or you were customer service or you worked at a counter and someone came up and you were like freaking out for the first week. And then by the third month, you're like, hi, this is Tara from State Farm. How can I help you? Oh, yes, I got it. Da-da-da, I'm pulling it up. And it's a comfort zone. Well, you have to get through that. And the only way is through it. So start your network marketing business. Start today. Have a goal bigger than you can believe. Every one of you should be aiming for a minimum of EC1 next year. And if you don't, you are crazy. When I got in my last weight loss company, I went from 0 to 1 million a month in 8 months. If I can do it, you can do 100, or you can do 80,000 in 12 months. I promise I'm not that good. I'm good, but I'm not that good. Okay. So I want you guys to start really thinking about your goals, start learning, start getting over that uncomfortable, nothing happens in your comfort zone. You got to get out of your comfort zone. You got to believe this is going to be worth it. Like, what if you go hardcore for 90 days right after the holidays? What are you going to miss? Happy hour with your friends, a couple shows, scrolling Facebook, Candy Crush. What are you all doing in the evenings, right? What if you go hardcore every day and commit to your business to working at 2 to 3, 4 or 5 hours, whatever you can give it every day? You don't think you have time? I could go on around on that too. Everyone has 30 hours a week, even if you have kids and a job. Everyone has 30 hours a week to work their business. But what if you just give it 10 good income producing activities? You will change your life. I've done this 3 or 4 times. I've launched about 4 times in my career. And it has changed my life, my family's life. 10 years ago, I brought my husband home, or actually 12 years ago, I brought my husband home from corporate America where he hated it, right? It'll change your life. And next year, if Bobby and April had me on next December 8th of next year, 2025, some of you won't even get on the call because you're embarrassed because you heard it, and you did nothing. And some of you will go all in and you will be the first one on the call saying, I'm an EC3, I'm an EC4, I'm an MC3. I changed my life. I quit my job. I paid for my kids' college, whatever it is. It's all your decision. None of us were born network marketers. Everything that I have learned, I learned while I did it. And by the way, it didn't take me a long time. With 2 small kids working full time, I was able to create a 6-figure income in my very first network marketing business with 1 product in 8 months. Why? Because that was my decision. Because I was going to go every call and I had to drive. There was no Zoom. There was no Skype. There was no sending someone a link. Guys, I had to drive to sit in the front, take notes, and then share the message. It was like a game of telephone. And the faster you do that, the faster you will change your life. So every one of you, your 2025 will be whatever you make of it. I want you to think long and hard these next 3 weeks over the holidays. I want you to think what it would be like to do what I'm going to do and spend $10,000 on my kids for Christmas because they're all old enough and I want to buy them nice gifts like Louis Vuittons and things that they're going to have for 10 years, 20 years, not some cheap little clothes or some Sephora stuff. I told them they're not getting their gadgets and gadgets and Sephora and their $20 shirts this year. They're going to get quality gifts from me. Why? Because I can. Because I want them to know their worth. I want them to know that they're worthy of nice gifts. But they work hard. That's a whole other talk show. They work very hard. Thank God. One of them wants to be a doctor. One of them made $300 last week doing DoorDash on the top of being a full-time, full ride scholarship, playing softball and working out every morning is working as a DoorDasher and selling her plasma and working softball camps and made $300 last week. Right? I'm like, good, atta girl. Like, good. I'm glad you got my work ethic. The little one remains to be seen. She's still 15. But I want you to think bigger and dream bigger. And I want you to do more. And I want you to learn. And I want you to feel good about it. Because the best thing about network marketing is not the money, it's the relationships, it's the impact, it's who I've become, the skills that I've acquired, the relationships, the countries, everything. Everything else about it has just been, it's been the best. I cannot think of a better profession than helping people, you know, get healthier, helping them make money and helping them believe in themselves, up level themselves, and be someone that can go anywhere, anytime and make an income. Like, you know, you could take every dime of my money, you could leave me with nothing, and I could go build it all over again because of the person I am. And that's what I hope for all of you. So do more, sacrifice more, build more, learn more, invest in you this year. And I promise you, if we come on this call in 365 days from now, I bet you the ones that did, you're going to have a good story to tell. So thank you, Bobbi. And I hope every one of you is going to be registered for Global. In 17 and a half years, I've never missed one event. And by the way, my daughter will be in town playing softball, and it's her birthday during Global. But you think I would ever miss Global? I'm like, oh, sorry, Lexi, I'm going to miss your game and I'm going to miss your birthday, but it's Global. I'll be there. So come find me in April 25th and 26th. You'll find me on the white couches. And I want you have 5 months from now to then. I want you to write down your goal, and I want you to come find me on my couch. I want you to introduce yourself, tell me that you were on this call with me, and I want you to tell me what difference that you made in making bigger goals. I want you to share your accomplishment, no matter how small it is to me. I want you to share that with me, and I mean that wholeheartedly. I really want to hear it. So in the next 5 months, I want you to go do something extraordinary, and then I want to hear about it. So thank you guys, and thank you, Bobbi and April and everyone. And let's go do this.
Hey, can everyone give her a hand? Pure fire. Tara, you're freaking unbelievable. 20 minutes went 50 minutes. I don't even know what to say. You're unbelievable. Thank you so much. And you know, anything we can ever do for you, you know where to get us.
I know. I love you
Merry
guys.
Christmas, and we'll talk before then, but thank you so much.
Sorry for going so long. I just get so excited. All right.
Thanks.
I love you guys. I want to see you on the couch in 5 months.
Thank you. Have a great evening, Tara. Bye-bye. April, I don't even know where to go from there. I'm speechless. That is the best training that I have ever heard a distributor or consultant do. Number one, period. She is just she's unbelievable. And you know, we saw her, I guess, I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks ago down in South Florida, and she told April, she said, "Hey, anything I could ever do for your team, just ask." And the other day, April says, "Call Tara." and see, and I said, "Hey, 20 minutes would be great. Can she give us 50 minutes on Sunday night for a team that's not hers?" I mean, I mean that is just, that's the best training I've ever seen. So, April, what do you got? I don't want to keep everyone forever here.
Yeah, no, I love her. That's why I asked. I love her. I mean, I sat in that meeting in West Palm and I took notes and notes and notes, and she's just a wealth of information. So anytime that we can listen to her, it's greatly I don't think there's anybody at this point I enjoy listening to more. She is just amazing. So, and she's funny. So she can be really, really funny too at times too. So
she controlled the humor a little tonight, but she can be
information.
quite the character on top of the knowledge.
Yeah.
You spend a week with her in Europe and enjoying some wine, you'll find out just how funny she can be. But anyway, one last reminder, tomorrow night, you got the motivation. You heard from the king, okay, and Tara, you know, she's got the fastest growing organization in the company, okay? Her and Pose go back and forth, okay, with whose organization's growing faster. That's why Carrie Dickey's the #1 earner, because she got both of them. So that's why she made $500,000 in a month. She got the two of them. But you know, it's our night is tomorrow night, and you've just been inspired and motivated by one of the best, if not the best, in the industry. So let's fill up the Zoom tomorrow night and beginning to share it. You know, we got 24 hours to share the information that we just heard with everybody we can. And 8:30 Eastern tomorrow, the same link. I posted it 3 or 4 times. Matter of fact, it's the same link we use tonight, but tomorrow night. But the chat will be off, so we don't have any wise guys doing anything dumb. So anyway, have a great evening, everyone. We appreciate you. That was spectacular. We will get that posted, so that'll be available to be shared by tomorrow. Okay. Good night, everyone. Bye bye.
Good night.